Hello, and welcome back to The Abstract. Today, we'll be describing for you the romantic comedy film, Cashback. Spoilers ahead. The only thing we love more than movies is you. Take care. Art student Ben Willis decides to break up with his college girlfriend, Suzy. Enraged, she attacks him, and Ben describes the moment as time slowing down while it happened. Ben spends the next days being depressed while Suzy rebounds to a guy named Steve. Later, Ben is at an art class and draws the nude model in front of him, but then switches to drawing a woman across the class that catches his eye. Later, Ben tries to reconcile with his ex-girlfriend, but she says their relationship is too far over. Ben, trying to distract himself from the harsh realities, ends up finding a supermarket hiring staff, and applies for a job. Ben had now found something to waste his nights on. Ben is hired, but the manager gets mad at him for constantly zoning out. Ben figures out different ways his coworkers pass the time. The cashier avoids looking at the clock. Brick avoids doing work. And his equally silly friend Matt sneaks adult toys into women's carts to see if they buy them or not. Ben, however, passes the time by zoning out to a point where time itself freezes. He's able to do what he pleases at this point. Ben realizes his obsession with the female body and form. He notes that it all started when he was a kid, and his parents had a foreign exchange student living at their house, and she would walk from the shower to her room in the nude. Ben appreciated her body, and she was the main reason he became an artist. When Ben was in frozen time, he would undress the women around the store and draw them, focusing on their natural beauty. Ben has a flashback growing up where he would want to admire and study the female form, and Ben's friend Sharon, when young, had figured out that women in dirty magazines would do it because they were getting a large sum of money. With this knowledge, Shawn took all his money and gave it to a girl called Natalie, who would show Shawn her private parts. She became popular with the boys in the neighborhood, who would line up ready to pay to have a peek. Ben starts talking to that cashier named Sharon at the market and flirts with her a little bit, letting her take a bite from his sandwich and wiping a piece of food off her face. Ben wanted to stop time at that moment, to live in it for a while, as he felt it was a beautiful moment, but only manages to slow it down and make it last a fraction longer. Ben has a crush on Sharon and flashes back at all the different women he's ever liked, remembering his first girlfriend, a girl named Tanya. She had gotten into an accident which put her arm in a cast. When the cast was removed, the hair underneath had grown substantially. This caused other kids to mock Tanya, except for Ben, who tries to make her feel better, and for that reason, she became his girlfriend. Ben and Tanya were supposed to have their first kiss, but Ben decided that they should do it another time. However, he would forever regret this, as Tanya and her parents moved to America, so Ben and Tanya never had their kiss. One day, Ben's boss sets up a soccer game. They perform poorly, and the boss ends up getting hit in the face, being sent to the hospital. But this ends up pushing Ben and Sharon together as they go to a small restaurant and talk to each other about their dreams. Ben walks her home and then ruins their first kiss by kissing her on the cheek when she was aiming for the lips. The boss announces that he will be having a birthday party and invites all his staff and gives Ben the job of hiring a stripper for the party, so Ben gets help from his friend Shawn. Sharon also asks Ben to be her date to the party. Ben and Shawn go to find a stripper for the party, and while there, Ben can only think of Sharon and imagines her as a stripper dancing on a glowing pole. Sharon asks Ben if he is sure he'll be her date to the party, to which he confirms, so she kisses him before walking away. Ben states that this is the only thing that has made Ben sleep after 4 weeks of being awake. Ben is then awoken by a phone call from someone at an art gallery who wants to put his art on display. Unfortunately, it's just Brick and Matt playing their mean pranks to pass the time at work. While at work, Ben no longer thinks of the other woman, now only focusing on Sharon. Frozen in time, he would draw her hundreds of times. On the night of the party, Ben picks up Sharon and tells her about the art gallery before heading to the party, and she is happy for him. At the party, Suzy, his ex-girlfriend, is there. It turns out that Steve is the brother of the boss. The stripper also turns out to be Natalie from Sean's childhood, and they end up together by the end of the party. Meanwhile, Suzy pulls Ben to the side to talk with him, while Brick prepares for a stunt, riding a box down a staircase. Suzy kisses Ben out of nowhere, and Sharon sees this while attempting to watch Brick's stunt. Ben pushes Suzy away and runs after Sharon, but he can't undo what has happened, and no matter how long he freezes time, nothing will change. So he stays frozen in time for 2 whole days, before letting things play out and rushing to Sharon's apartment, and tries to explain, but Sharon is blinded by her rage. Ben becomes depressed again, but pushes through to submit his paintings to the art gallery. But the owner of the gallery tells him they never called him. Realizing he was pranked, he walks away, but the owner notices one of the paintings and then looks at them and gives Ben 1 night to display his art. Sharon receives a letter invitation to the art gallery. While there, she notices that every painting is of her, and when Ben tries to explain what had happened that night, she tells him the art itself speaks louder than words, and there is nothing more he needs to explain. She kisses him, and time freezes, but this time Sharon and Ben are unfrozen, and they go outside to see thousands of snowflakes, frozen in time. They kiss once more. Thank you for watching Movie Abstract. We hope we've helped you in experiencing this if you could not before. If you've made it this far, please help us and subscribe, leave a like, and hit that bell icon. We really need it. See you in another video, and take care.